Hi guys, welcome to Bajerski YouTube channel. We're in the Gillies at the moment and it's absolutely divine. Oh no, it's not, it's horrible. You don't want to be here. Clear seas, clear skies, coconuts, beaches are like beautiful. Wow, what do you want to be here for? Come on. Yeah, it's beautiful. Who knows? How are you doing, guys? Oh, every time I go off, you always see my nose going bright red. So it's the sun, because it's the closest to the sun, right? It's that big. How are you doing, guys? It's a lovely day today. Beautiful day to talk about. In fact, you know what? I was sat today just relaxing, going into the water, snorkeling, seeing the beautiful Finding Nemos everywhere, Dory and all that. It was beautiful. And I was thinking there's so many subjects to talk about at the moment with regards to, well, lots of things. And I thought, you know what? I'm not going to go down that path at the moment. I'm not going to talk about subjects which are deemed a little bit, you know, touchy-feely. You know, I don't want to do that anymore. I'm going to leave it for a while because, you know, people are just so judgmental. I'm tired of it. I really am tired of it, you know, and it doesn't matter what I say and what I do. There's always going to be judgment. We know that. But maybe I should just leave, you know, certain things alone, you know, religion, politics, government. Let me leave them alone for a little while, and let's just talk about stuff that bring us together than make us fall apart, which obviously they do. So I was just thinking, I've been working on a lovely crystal, and I'd like to tell you the story about this crystal. Many years ago I used to be an auctioneer, and I used to have a few businesses, one which was an antique shop. It was a lovely antique shop called Exhibit, and at that time my son was only very young, maybe 8, 9, something like that. And I remember him coming at the weekends to visit, and he'd always have these things in his pockets. And I said, what are them? And he said, the crystals, Dad. And I said, oh, right. And he said, yeah. He says, if you don't mind, Dad, would it be possible if you could take me to a place where they sell them? And I said, well, I don't really know anywhere. I said, I don't think. Only there's a big place up the road that sells, I think they're the same things, the minerals. He said, yeah, that's it, Dad. So we went up there, and I didn't have, to get into this place, back then you had to have an account with them. So I said, well, I've got a shop down the road, I'd like to open an account. So we went in, and I mean, for me, I'm just stood around not knowing what any of this was. You know, they look like nice shiny rocks. And it was funny because looking back now, my son was in his element. He was going around looking at all these crystals, feeling them, touching them. He probably didn't even, he was never probably taught about crystals, but the connection he had then was like, I was pretty impressed, right? And so of course I'm going to support him, and he's going around. Anyway, funnily enough, this guy came up to him and started talking to him, and it just happened that the guy who was talking to him about crystals was the owner, and he just happened to have a collection which was beyond most people's collection. And my son knew what crystal he was talking about, and he was so excited that this guy invited him to view his private collection, which he never does. And he took him downstairs and he said, would you like to come? Me just saying, yeah, okay. I went downstairs, and what I saw in the cabinets were, even for me, just blew me away. And I'm holding a piece of what he had, the biggest collection in the world. In fact, a few months before, in Christie's Sotheby's, he'd sold his second personal collection, which went for, I think, £3 million. But this collection was far bigger and far greater. So the collection was, I'll show you what the crystal was. It's here in my hand. Can you see it? Now it's a little bit difficult to see because the sun's facing there, but you see that? It's a beautiful crystal, and it's called Blue John. Blue John is a mine in England where there's only one place you can mine it. In fact, I think, if I'm right, I'm not sure, but I think they've stopped mining. But anyway, the mine might be still open to view the crystals. But it's a fascinating crystal. What does it look like? It's so unusual. It's got elements of amethyst, Super 7, so much, and it's got really dark colours and light colours in and amongst. And if you ever see a piece of Blue John in a chalice or a plate, and it's one of the high-end specimens, it'll blow you away. In fact, I was in Italy after doing some work, and I went into the centre of Rome and just so happened to walk into an antique shop, and I looked in front of me and I saw a chalice, and I knew straight away it's Blue John. So I walked over to it because it was on top of a tall boy, a Victorian tall boy, and a tall boy is a chest of drawers. I picked it up and just I can't explain the power I got from it. And I looked at it and I thought, I wonder how much it is for sale. And I turned it over, and it said something like I think it was 30,000 euros. And I froze, and I turned to the owner and I said, could you please take this from me? And he took it from me, and I walked out of the shop because, you know, if I'd have dropped it, that's 30,000. It could have been more. I can't remember wholeheartedly. I'm not adding an extra note on top. It could have been 300,000, and it might be right. It might have been 300,000. So anyway, Blue John is a very special crystal. Now, it's rare for me to get them, and you can find them, and if you can, give them a try. I'm going to explain to you a little bit about Blue John now. The whole reason why I picked that chalice up and felt the energy of it was because you're drawn to Blue John. And that feeling of uplifting power is a surge of energy that runs through you. And if you ever hold a piece of Blue John or wear a piece of Blue John, okay, you will feel that same energy. In Blue John, there is a multitude of energies because of the diverse colours, a bit like Super 7. And the energies in there are far profound than many crystals that I've ever worked with. I personally think it is the most powerful crystal in UK. That's my whole belief, because I felt a lot of crystals all over the place. This is the one that I love most of all. So, what does it do? Okay, where do you start with Blue John? If you're in a place where you feel as if life is taking you nowhere, if you want to try and find your inner power, inner self, if you want to understand life and observe it in a way that no other people do, and this is where the challenge comes from with Blue John. Not only does it give you the strength to see what you've been missing, but it also helps you acknowledge your weaknesses and what you need to change within yourself. Now, you know that sounds okay, but let me tell you, when you wear a piece of Blue John, you start to recognize things that you haven't seen or didn't see because you were too busy doing other things. When that happens, one of two things can happen. You can feel a massive surge of awakening inside yourself to what you know you don't want anymore because you see it around you. So Blue John helps you become more aware. It helps you awaken to your environment, to your life, and to what's going on in the world. But saying that, there is elements in Blue John that also keeps you strong. So although you end up being awake and more aware, Blue John keeps the balance there. It grounds you to be able to look at yourself, look in the mirror, and take those steps towards change. And all of those colours that are in there are predominantly the colours that have the energy of change, awakening, connection, grounding, enlightenment. So this crystal blows me away. It truly, truly blows me away. What does it do on the level of physical? Well, that's an interesting one, because the more I work with this, the more I realize that it works in a profound way of ABC. So it normally targets the first and foremost block that we hold, and from there it moves on till it fixes all blocks. So it actually helps with the physical of any manifestation of physical issue, which is always connected to the emotional. So if you say have a bad spleen, or you have a retina which is really bad, it will target the most highest energy which needs fixing first on the physical, and then it moves to the next. So it is a healing crystal beyond a doubt. It is awakening crystal. It helps you see, it helps you feel, and it connects you to your higher self. There is so much more I could say about this crystal, truly. A great strengthener for the top of your neck, a great strengthener as well for your eyes, a fantastic energy for speaking your truth. It also helps you listen. So that means that when you start to hear things, this is the awakening. When you start to listen rather than speak, it means that you're now ready to move forward in your life and accept. So this crystal is an acceptance crystal. It's honoring your higher self. It's helping you move forward from the blocks and the traumas that you hold. Does it help with past trauma? Without a doubt. You don't even need to do anything apart from wear it. It will start to heal those past traumas as well. On a personal note, what else do I think on a physical level with my clients? I think it helps with grief, it helps with stress, it helps with frustrations. A great one for frustration, I'll tell you, absolutely amazing. Helps clear your frustration. It's great if you're trying to find inner peace and silence. It's great for meditation, it's great for yoga, it's great for healing, it's great for any healer, any psychic. This is one to wear with Super 7 as well. Fabulous to wear with Super 7. And if you want to try and forgive your past as well as be aware of it, a great crystal also to wear with Cavansite. Okay guys, I think I've gone on a little bit too much. You can see how much I love it. I only have one or two pieces on my website because it's really hard to track down. It's hard to find, they're hard to find, but I have a few on my website. I finished working, funnily enough, I finished working with some of these a few weeks ago before I came here. So maybe I'll ask Sonia to upload them in the next few days. Keep an eye out, I'll try and put a link there. If not, go to your local store and ask for Blue, which is spelled blue, John, which is spelled, I believe, John, which is John, but I could be wrong. Just check it out and have a look. I'm rubbish with the names, but it is definitely called Blue John, and it is from England, and it's the only mine you can buy from, the only valley, I think. One day I may take myself there. Somebody will be asking me if it's good for Moldavite. If you're ready for it, yes, use it, but it is quite powerful together. They can, yeah, it's a diverse energy of the two. So yeah, I would suggest that you work with the crystal first of all on its own, then add the crystals that I have mentioned, and then when you're really ready for it, go for the Moldavite. That will take you to another level. Okay, good luck, enjoy. Thank you for going to markbajerski.com and buying your crystals. Love you all. Thank you for your messages yesterday. Thank you for supporting Mark Bajerski. Gift it forward. A few of you have sent some money, gift it forward. So because of that, I'm going to do this. So much just popped into my head. Okay, because you guys watch it right till the end, I'm always going to, I'm not going to say that. Right, because you guys have watched till the end, I want you to just write down underneath here amongst your message, octopus. I'll tell Sonia then to scan down and choose maybe, I think 5 today, because because I feel good. And I'll be sending you a beautiful Moldavite chip and an angel card to start your crystal healing process. Okay guys, love you all from a very beautiful Gile. I said I think yesterday's video, I was so out of it. I think yesterday's video, I think I said Ubud. You know what I'm like. So yeah, from a very beautiful Gile, I wish you all a lovely day from my heart to yours. Stay strong, stay true to yourself, And above all, don't fight with others. Step away, keep your mouth closed, and just focus on your life. It's far more important than bickering, fighting, and judgment. It really isn't worth it, guys. Have a great life from my heart to yours. Take care. See you tomorrow. Bye. Blue John. Yay! Look. There you go. Isn't that beautiful? See you later, guys. Bye. Bye for now.